Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Putty Judge Mo. Finally, we aren't going to speak about Arsenal or Liverpool, even though you know everything is going to go back to Arsenal and Arteta and in Amorim taken from Arteta and all this stuff. Big up everybody that is here. Big up everybody that joins from the football terrace, guys. Hit the like button. Today, we're speaking about the end of an era of Pep Guardiola. Who do you need to replace? We had a very, very interesting one with Hamza. The people that watched Al Ahwa yesterday, I cooked Hamza yesterday. On Al Ahwa yesterday. He almost cried yesterday now for the second episode in a row. Of course, we'll talk about Chelsea and Nkunku Not Happy. I just was on Charlie's channel and we were talking about can Chelsea sustain having all these players if they don't play? Can they be a Conference League players? Can Nkunku be content with Conference League football? And of course, we're going to talk about Amorim, the new Alex Ferguson based on some Man United fans. Bruno Fernandes taking over from Kevin De Bruyne.
Man. You're such a troll, man.
Bro, that's what's going on. That is what people talk about, bro. It's just...
yeah, in the space
Amorim is the new Alex Ferguson. Bruno Fernandes is going to take over from Kevin De Bruyne. Man United might get top 4. We'll speak about all of that. But listen, people, hit the like button. We're here with a brilliant panel, as you see. Nina, of course, is here. Big up, Nina. Thank you for joining. Her channel is in the description. She's doing great work on her channel and on Chelsea Fan TV as well. And Kelkester is here, Man City fan, all the way. Of course, with us here as usual. And the man himself, Mr. Troublemaker, Mr. Sarcasm City TV, as in the description.
Why am I a troublemaker? Hold up. Why am I a troublemaker?
You literally caused trouble on HUSAM stream with Martin. Bro, some Arsenal fans are gonna cry on the chat, bro.
Yo, why am I
You cooked Arsenal, bro. You cooked Arsenal. And
listen. They're a bunch of babies.
Did I cook Arsenal or did I just state facts about what's going on over there?
Maybe they don't like to hear facts.
Yeah, they don't. Hey, get mad at the football club.
They're a bunch of babies, that's why.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought that Arteta is not good enough to get them over the line? Who would have seen that one coming? Whoa.
He's still going to win the Carabao Cup and they're going to tell you he got it over the line. Yeah. You know what is happening. Yeah. Guys, hit that like button, people. Come on, subscribe to the channel for new. How's everybody doing? There's a little bit of an, I don't know, people that know music know that a treble coming from someone's mic. You guys know what I'm talking about? I don't know, actually. Yes, it is you. Yeah. How are you, Nina? You haven't said a word. How are you?
I'm really good, thanks, Mo. Really, really good. I'm not a big fan of international breaks, so I'm excited to see Chelsea back.
Yeah, me too. I invented content about comparing Saka to Palmer and everything. It's much, if you're unmuted, it's much better now.
Is it gone now?
Creative during international break, Mo.
You have to be very creative during international break. You just have to speak about whatever. But listen, I want to start.
There's totally games on right now. You could be watching.
England, where everybody doesn't want to play.
Denmark are on right now.
The whole of England player don't want to play. They made this so unexciting, this England game, because they didn't even give it to what's his name, Thomas Tuchel, to manage. So it's like, okay, why I'm watching this? Why I'm watching this? Big up Red Indian.
That would have made it more exciting, actually. Yeah, very true. But
if they give it to
Kyle Walker,
we have to wait a little longer.
Why I have to watch England play with like Rico Lewis and Kyle Walker, bro? This is absolutely horrendous. You know what I mean? Listen, how are you, Mo? Juve? Thank you so much, Red Indian, for the super chat. Really appreciate you guys. Let's like the video. Where do we start? I actually want to start with Man City a little bit. What? A discussion yesterday about Manchester City, about the end of an era, Pep Guardiola not renewing. The question is, do we think if Pep leaves, this cycle... Hamza refused to believe that they're not going to win as much if Pep leaves. He's like, no.
I don't agree with him at all.
What do you think?
I'm a lot more realistic than he is. I don't know what fantasy planet he lives on, but yeah, the standards are going to drop. I don't think it's going to be like fall off a cliff like United, but it could go back to what it was before Pep, which was fine.
Why not like United? Why not?
Well, they haven't won a title in 10 years and they're currently in 13th place. I don't think we're going to drop that far.
What makes you think it's not going to be that? By the way, Arsenal after Wenger dropped off a cliff. Liverpool after the successful dropped off a cliff. Man United after a very successful manager dropped off a cliff. Most big clubs in the world drop off a cliff after, unless you have Lionel Messi. at your club, which is Barcelona, right? But you don't. So what makes you think that you're not going to drop a level? Like, you're not going to drop to the level of Man United. Man United spent a lot of money, their ownership. Maybe they didn't fix the club or the stadium, but they got superstars, the Di Marias, the Pogbas. These are big names.
Oh God.
What makes you think that you're not going to drop to that level?
I just think we're run better. I think we have an infrastructure in place. Like, we know that Tiki's moving on, so we've already sealed the deal with the new person to replace him. You know, Soriano's still here, and we have Khaldun Mubarak, and I think he means business, and I don't think he's going to let the club just flounder. You know, he'll do whatever it takes to sign the best players and to sign the best people to run the club. So I trust the infrastructure, and I think it's a lot stronger.
But Omar Barada left. A lot of people left Man City.
Omar Barada. What has he done with United? Nothing.
You got Amorim. You never thought that they would get Amorim. You would never have thought that Man United would be attracting a top manager.
Well, they're not doing a very good job on their recruitment. So good luck, Barada, and good luck, Amorim, because that's a pile.
How come they got Mazraoui is a good signing, De Ligt is a good signing, Ugarte looks like a good signing.
That's before Barada. That's before.
Well, still, you still have him, and you can't get rid of him. You paid like $100 million for him, and he scored what, like 4 goals? Like, you're not going to get rid of him. You know, Maguire's on big money. Casemiro, he's on big money, and he was.
Yeah, but that's before the new guys.
Yeah, that's before them.
Well, they're still there. Have they left?
Yeah,
but they can't. Well, how are they going to let them go?
But that's,
like, you want them to go.
That's nothing to do with the ownership. But that's nothing to do with the. You're right.
You know, these are people who bought the club by borrowing money, so they're not exactly like cash flush billionaires who want to inject money into the club.
No, 100%.
But
that's nothing to do with the ownership, though. In what Mo said initially.
You need money to buy good players, and if you're not, if your owners are stingy and cheap, like everyone whines about with FSG and Kroenke and all these people, how are you going to rebuild the club?
We spent well in the summer, though.
Okay, 13th place. Great job.
But we spent well in the summer. Despite the 13th place, now we're moving goalposts again. You're talking about recruitment. We spent well in the summer. And it wasn't expensive.
You say you brought all these players in. Well, it hasn't shown on the field yet.
Yeah, because of the guy that we had in charge. But that's a whole different conversation.
Well, we'll see what Amorim does.
So what do you think about Amorim then, Kelk?
I don't watch Portuguese league, so I have no idea what to expect.
I don't watch Portuguese league. Sorry. Not on the table. Amorim's not on the table for a potential replacement for Pep, maybe in the future.
Yeah, it's the way the goalposts move. Like, I'm very critical of United.
So I don't know anything about him. So
because he would have been in the conversations for sure for a Pep replacement.
Maybe
he was definitely in the conversation.
According to some of the insiders.
Did they not sign the Sporting? Did they not sign the Sporting director?
Every single Man City fan were like looking around and thinking, well, we might be able to get this guy if Pep leaves. Every single Man City. I'm not saying there were official talks. Listen, I'm not in the know. But you can't tell me that every single big Twitter account of Man City, every single journalist, and every single YouTuber were starting to study Amorim's style for what? Because people heard rumors that Man City are sniffing around, not like David Coote, but sniffing around Amorim.
Everybody though, so that's just too much work to do. Like this international break, I've seen us linked to about 20 different players.
No. That was before the international break. You can't deny the links that happened between Man City and all the Man City fans that wanted Amorim.
I hate. Well, good luck for him. Let's see what he does at United. But I'm not super impressed, or I'm not super knowledgeable about his style or anything because I wasn't doing any of that research. Let the big accounts talk. That's fine.
So you don't think that he can do a good job at United, or you don't know?
I've watched him in 2 games. When City played Sporting, I don't watch Portuguese league because I don't care.
Nobody does. I'm telling you, no Man United fan, no Man City fan, no Liverpool fan, wake up on a Saturday or a Sunday, open their TV to watch Sporting Lisbon play. Like nobody. Everybody that tells you, oh, I done my research. No, you haven't. You haven't watched. You watch like some compilations and you watch some tacticals on TikTok or Instagram doing some movement and stuff. You haven't woken up to watch I don't know the names of like Sporting Braga. You know nobody woke up to watch this with all due respect.
Yeah,
so nobody did this.
I saw him get beat 5-0 and then I saw him win 4-1. That's literally all I've seen of him.
1-4-1 against Pep. But
he also lost 5-0.
Okay, let's go back to City. Guys, we're not even on 200 on 100 like guys. We're over 300 people here in the house, guys. Hit that like button, people. Come on, get us to 200 likes. Let me ask. Actually, Kelk about this. Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Rodri might go. Kyle Walker is gonna go. Bernardo might go. Do you think the likes of Oscar, Bob, and all these people will be able to actually fill the shoes, or you will need to recruit more? Are you disappointed in the Savinius and the Dokas?
It'll be a combination of the two. I think Oscar Bob was. I think he was ready to break out this season. Unfortunately, he got injured, and we'll see what he has when he comes back from injury. But I think he's gonna. I think they definitely want to keep him. They're gonna keep Foden. Obviously, we have Diaz, we have Vardiol, we have Savia, we have Doku. Which obviously the jury's still out on the two of them. But if they're not good enough, then they'll be moved on. But we'll still sign players. It's not like this club didn't exist before Pep Guardiola came. We still signed good players before Pep existed. Yes, it was when the money existed, but we still signed them. Like David Silva signed here, Yaya Toure signed here, Sergio Aguero signed here, Fernandinho signed here, like Kevin De Bruyne signed here before Pep was here. Even though we knew he was on his way, but like. It's not like this club is just gonna crater. Like they're still gonna sign good players.
No one said you're gonna disappear. Like why people when I say that, but that much success.
Some people are very hopeful of that.
The dominance is gonna grow for sure.
Of course. Big up Saeed for the raid. Big up Saeed TV guys. Thank you, Saeed, for the raid. Shout out my guy Saeed. Big up Saeed for the raid. Appreciate you so much. Guys, hit that like button if you just joined us talking about Man City. Your better half of the city, of course, at the current moment. Manchester City. What do you say, Nina? I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that everything comes to an
end. Sorry, Nina. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
You said that last time.
This guy's such a troublemaker. This guy's such a troublemaker.
I didn't say anything, bro.
Needless. We carried the city on our back for years. It's about time they did something, but hey, we moved.
But when they came in, they literally dominated, won a triple under your nose. Would you spend more money than them?
You guys could have stopped that trouble too.
You're literally the difference between you and them. In your dominance, they were in League 2. In their dominance, you were spending money more than them.
It's about time. We've been carrying the city on our back for probably a century. It's about time.
Nobody's denying that. Nobody's denying that.
It's about time. It's about time. We've done a trouble too.
When you were carrying
do not compare me to Kamala Harris, that idiot in the chat. We're not doing that. No. Do not compare.
We're not going political. The common president
is bypass that. I'm a bypass.
It's Donald Trump, so it doesn't matter. We're not doing Kamala Harris stuff.
Somebody call me that in the chat. So,
but you're such a troublemaker. It's about time you did something. It's about time.
What do you mean? Are you joking? Right. The difference. You were in League 2 and you dominated the city. When they dominated the city, you're spending money getting top manager, end of eras, hiring Mourinho's while they're dominated. There's no comparisons.
Cool. Who compared the two? All I said was it's about time they did something because we dominated for so long and carried the city on our back. That's all I said. Why are we going elsewhere and everywhere? We dominated the city and carried the city on our back for a long time. You know history better than me. Go do this.
They didn't have a car. That's the difference. They didn't have a car.
That's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Nobody said it's your fault. Do you know what? It's your fault. Do you know it's your fault that you still had the better car and they came in and absolutely beat you in the race while you still had the car?
We didn't have a better car.
You spent more money. That is the definition of a better car.
No, it's not, because there's much more.
Yeah, they spent a lot of money back in the day.
Just because we
literally spent a lot of money,
just because you spend a lot of money don't mean it's right.
I'm not denying it.
It's the problem.
It's just I like the goalpost move. Nobody said that.
I never moved goalpost. I'm saying the same.
You move? No, you're not saying the same.
What do you mean they have a better car? They made their car better while you.
Yes, because we did the wrong thing. No.
They drove this. They made their car that is worse than yours.
All of this because I said all of this because I stated a fact, and now we going here, there, and everywhere. All I said was we carried the city on our back for years. Is
so protective.
Is that a fact? Yes or no? Is that a fact? Yes or no?
A fact, 100%. Never denied.
So what we debating?
Are you serious? When I first watched Premier League, Manchester City was not even a club.
What are we debating then? Mo. What are we debating then?
We're not debating anything. I just said they are. Are they the better half of the team?
Yeah. Did I dispute that?
All right. That's all I said. And I just didn't like it.
All I said was no. All I said was it's about time because we've done it for yonks. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
You did.
That's all I said.
Hey, I'm in London. I'm not involved.
yeah. That's all I said. But Mo don't like facts. That's all it is. But we move.
I'll just say I know things are slowing down right now. I know players are getting old. I know Pep's future is uncertain. I know all this, and that's fine. I'm not a fan of the club because of Pep. So I will still continue to support no matter how bad they are. Like, and yeah, players will have to be replaced. And they probably should have done a better job of that over the summer, because just getting Savio and bringing back Gundogan was not good enough. Clearly, it's a bunch of squad players.
The realization, though, yeah, already for sure, because you guys will have to spend money even as soon as in January, because there are clear voids now in the team, and that's just going to continue. Like Mo mentioned, the players and the clear out. Like, it's not about a case of if you're going to support, of course you're going to support your team, but it's the fact that, you know, there will be some sort of fall off when you are and you have been as high as you have been. Like, that will just be normal. And yeah, hop onto the rebuild train, the rebuild and trust the process train, because it's about to start again. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting, because obviously Amorim's off the table. Huh?
We've been there and we've done it, so it's fine.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You got to restart it. Longevity is not forever.
I just wish they had done better over the summer, because the summer just we needed to get a younger midfielder in the summer, and we just didn't. And
for sure. I mean, you obviously were looking around. I just think your top targets in midfield were taken by other clubs.
Yeah, that was last summer though. But then they just didn't try anything this summer, which was a little disappointing. So, and it's curious why, because there are rumors that the board tried to get a few more players. The rumors are that Pep said no, and it's really baffling me. But I think he just has. I think the fact that Alvarez left, and like he was very clear on why he left, and I think that just kind of spooked him, and he's just afraid of, like, if the board signs somebody, that person's just gonna like immediately want to leave because they're not starting. And that's a problem we've had with certain players for a very long time. Like there is no Rodri backup, there is no Kevin De Bruyne backup, and there really is no Haaland backup. So trying to find backups for those players, because they are like the absolute best at their position in the world, is very tough. And it's hard to find people willing to sit on a bench. It's either a young player who's not going to play, or, you know, somebody at the end of their career. But yeah, it's very difficult to find those kind of players. And
how do you rate the Sabinius?
The manager won't play them.
How do you rate the signings of the Sabinius and the Docos and keeping the Oscar Bobs and all these people? Are these guys as good as when you got the Bernardo back in the days, when you got Rodri back in the days? Remember, Rodri
was a lot more established. Remember, like, he ripped City a new one in that Champions League series against Monaco. Like, he was much more established. Like, Doku was 20 when we signed him, and he was just kind of starting out. And I still think the jury's out on him. He's shown flashes, but I'm not sure if he's good enough. But
Savio
is 20 years old. He's had one season.
I mean, he was keeping Foden out the team for a few games at the start of the season.
Oh, Foden came late because of the Euros. It wasn't.
No, I know, but even still, when he was available,
there's something weird going on with Foden. I don't know what it is, but I've also been very clear that I think Foden needs to step his game up. I'm not playing this debate about Foden and Palmer and Saka and whatever. It's very clear that Palmer and Saka are in way better form than Foden is this season, and he's had a very poor start to the season. And I have been very clear about, I need him to step up, because this team desperately needs him now to step up, because we have a lot of players out, and somebody else on this team has to score except for Erling Haaland. And I'm looking at Phil Foden to do that, because that's what he's very good at doing. And yeah, I need him to step up to the plate. Like, as soon as we get back from this international break, he's taken it off. I don't know why, but he's taken it off. Apparently, quote unquote injury, getting called out by Kane, but who cares what he thinks? And yeah, when he comes back, I'm expecting him to start scoring, because this team desperately needs it. We can't rely on Haaland to score every single goal, because that's just too much pressure to put on one person.
But Foden has not stepped up. You think that Foden can start carrying the team? I'm just going to say this. When Kevin De Bruyne comes back, I don't think Foden has a spot in the team at all.
I think he was playing both of them together last year. I think he'll just do something like that, because
without Rodri, you will need two DMs, two midfielders behind Kevin De Bruyne.
Dude, we see it every game. He's not playing two DMs. Like, he's still obsessed.
You don't even have to DMs.
Even though he keeps seeing it getting shredded over and over and over again, he's still sticking with it. He's still sticking with the fullbacks, pushing way up and leaving one lone defender who has no pace. And then the second they start pressing Kova, it's over. Like, we've seen it over and over and over again. And Pep seems like he's very clearly he's not going to change that. So I don't know why he wouldn't just go for it on the other end with playing 2 10s.
I don't think you have the capacity. I don't think you have the capacity. You don't have the DM to play behind the 2 10s. Kevin De Bruyne and Foden. And Foden doesn't have the same legs as before. He's come back from injuries after injuries. I don't think he has the legs to play behind, to play ahead of a DM. Because Kevin De Bruyne back in the days used to work, even with Rodri there, with Gundogan. He's not going to work hard now as before. So you will need to have another player. What do you think, Flawless, about this?
Count on De Bruyne to even be in the team. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. You mentioned it there. They don't have two DMs.
Yeah, but that's why he's going to play two midfielders, Kovacic and Gundogan behind the Kevin De Bruyne.
Otherwise, it's too offensive. Academy, but Pep won't play him.
It might not work. It's not work. But it's better than Foden, Kevin De Bruyne, and Kovacic.
Yeah,
it's wide open.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm looking now at damage limitation. Which one is the best option out of the people?
That's crazy. You saying City are at damage limitation settings?
Without a DM, 100%. Have you seen Man City midfield, bro?
It's getting carved.
I'm just saying it's crazy to say so. You would have thought we would be saying that.
Brighton had 40 passes. Guys, in the Brighton game, in one half,
it was a great game.
40 passes in the center of the pitch. 40.
Yeah.
Who does this against City, bro? It never happened before.
Mad.
Well, because Kovacic is not meant to be a starting DM. He was meant to be a squad player. And unfortunately,
thank you so much. And also your defense is not helping as well.
Oh, well, you saw the defense against Brighton. Like, that was never keeping a clean sheet. If Kyle Walker played center back because there was literally nobody else available.
Is there anything that makes us think that City will fix it if they don't sign anyone in January?
They have to sign somebody.
They've got to at least go back to 4 center backs.
They have to sign.
You know, once the break's over and hopefully we have 4 center backs, at least start with that. That's something.
Yeah. They have to sign some. There's no way they don't sign anybody in January. There's no way they make that same mistake that they did in the summer and not going to get what they need to get.
But I'm going to present an argument.
Surely they do. You don't think they will?
I hope they do, man.
I think they will.
Yeah, I know you hope they do. But do you think they? Now I'm asking you though. Do you think they will?
I go back and forth with this all the time. My gut feeling says no, because we just generally don't make January signings. We've made one prominent January sign. Well, one that actually came to the team, and that was Laporte back in 18, 19, whatever that season was. Like our last 2 January signings have both been players who came in the summer. So like last year was Echeverry, and then the season before we actually signed Alvarez in January, but loaned him back to River Plate.
Nina, if they don't sign someone in January, what are the chances of them winning the Premier League?
Very minimal.
What?
Very minimal. Well, okay, you can't write them off completely, right? Okay, so that it would just be stupid too right now. Let's say that something can happen and they're contending, they're still challenging, right? If they're up there, and as long as they're up there, you know, if we're still talking about Arsenal challenging for a title, then we're talking about City as well. No matter how far. Well, Mo, come on, we're 11. I'm not saying they are challenging for the title, but I'm saying if you're in and around those top spots, 11 games into the season, then it's a bit absurd not to say that they're completely not challenging, right? And I think if they're reluctant again to spend money in January, then that's just a complete mistake. That's a shutdown, and it's just completely not recognizing the void and the mistakes in their team. You know, Rodri or not, with Rodri back, they still need to make reinforcements in that team. Nobody knows what KDB returning is going to look like either. You know, in our heads, we have it that KDB is this absolutely phenomenal footballer who's a superhero and can come back from everything and anything because he's that good on the pitch. But again, we have to be realistic and think that, you know, recovery can maybe not be that easy. So City aren't invincible anymore. You know, that's the truth. And whatever happens this season with players coming in and not, there's other teams that are now up and upcoming with their projects that look a lot better. You know, you see Liverpool and what they have going on with Slot at the moment, but with City and everything, and even with the charges, and, you know, I'm not going to bring the charges in, but City look depleted to me. Pep looks quite tired as well. He almost doesn't look like he knows what is going to happen for him to turn it around. But yes, it's looking sticky for City, but they're certainly falling off. I think longevity is longevity, whatever has been in the past 10 years or since 2017 has been. But yeah, those glorious City days are behind them now, I think.
But I want to add something. Do we trust City's recruitment?
No. No, because
I swear to God, every time I ask this question, no, Pep gets it right. Bro,
no,
you know how
it's not.
They try to sign as a backup for Rodri. Let's count. Matthias Nunes, Calvin Phillips, Kovacic as backup for Rodri. Even bringing Gundogan back, trying to cover for Rodri, none of them worked until this moment. So who told me that even if they sign,
So Mo,
Even if
let me
they
ask you
sign
then: do you think City have a
Bruno went on
recruitment
a
problem?
free to play the last 10 minutes of games to see them out.
Lately, yes.
The
So
problem is
forget- so-
Gundogan starting every game is a terrible signing because he
Yeah.
can't start every game. But unfortunately, he's been forced to. But
So forget the Rodri replacement, Mo. Do you think they've struggled with recruitment for a length? How long do you think they've been struggling with recruitment outside of that?
Lately, it has been a bit of a struggle for them to get the signings up and running. It started with Phillips and then Matthias Nunes, even Doku, by the way. I said that
He's
Doku
rubbish.
ended
He's
the season well. I like
ignore him. He's been shit, right?
He's been very good. However, let me give you what is Gavardiol. What is the story about Gavardiol? After I just finished the Doku point, I like Doku. I thought that Pep Guardiola would be able to mold Doku and make him make a better decision because he was 21 years old. You can literally get a player on the training ground and teach him how to make better decisions. He taught that to a lot of players in the history of his career, right? He switched a lot of players' position and he couldn't. We're looking at Doku starting the season, 1 game good, 5 bad. 2 games good, and then 3 bad. In terms of even Gavardiol, which is a lot of people don't want to talk about, you literally spent 70 million to sign a center back, not a left back. So what Pep Guardiola did is that he molded the player to be this left back guy that goes up. Gavardiol contributes offensively more than contributes defensively, which is good for a Man City team. However, if you talk about the recruitment, you could have signed another left back that is better offensively than defensively, that's even better than Gavardiol going forward. Because there are a lot of full backs that are better going forward. But he signed a center back.
I think he will eventually be a center
You know
back.
that Gavardiol all his career played as a center back in a pair too. So you get a guy that played that role, and then you get him in your club, and then every time we talk about Gavardiol, I'm not saying Gavardiol is arguably the best left back in the league at the current moment, right? But we're talking about someone that signed a center back, and you're molding the guy to be a very offensive fullback. That means your recruitment, you win. That's just off the shot. Like you literally went and you went and bought a car, and now you were able to fix the car to make it a boat to swim in the lake. I'm like, why didn't you buy a boat in the beginning? You know what I mean? Like, why did you go and fix the car?
Today?
That's what came to my mind.
You know what, Mo? I'll give you credit. That was a bad boy analogy. That was fire. Yeah. I'll give you.
Imagine, I'm gonna give you an example. Let me give you an example. Imagine if Pep Guardiola tomorrow signed, if he was signed Haaland, who was one of the most sought strikers around, and then within a year we saw Haaland playing as a DM, and he's performing very well. Okay, why didn't you go and sign a DM?
Because he signed Haaland to be a striker, and he is still a striker.
But maybe it's working. Maybe
that's the point.
Maybe
Imagine
He's
that.
getting better though, as he's getting better.
Maybe
that's good on Gavardiol, flawless. Yeah. It's very good for him.
Maybe that was his plan. Yeah. Maybe that was his plan.
I don't know, but the guy, when I was seeing Gavardiol, they were talking about Maldini. They were talking about Hamza's talk. Like they were talking about one of the best young center backs around. My point about this is that the same thing that Chelsea fans, for example, complain about Reece James, who might be a very good center back in a back three. The guy has a lot of offensive attributes to work with, and then you're limiting him to Gavardiol, supposed to be a good center back.
That's why he breaks down. He's a center back.
Yeah, but that's different. But my point about so you're talking about going back to the recruitment. Savinho, for example, lighten up La Liga, and you wanted someone that will come in and hit the ground running. Why? City literally over the past 2 seasons, guys, struggled as a right winger. They tried Bernardo Silva, who isn't a creative right winger. He's mostly a midfielder. They tried Foden, and every City fan complained about Foden being a right winger. And they tried Doku last season, didn't work out. And then they got this guy who was in La Liga team of the season. He had 0 goals. Zilch, 0 in Premier League.
Damn.
Yeah, like
0.
He looks like he's doing more than he is. Like,
thank you, Nina. Yes.
Yeah, he needs to score goals. That's a big problem this season. None of the wingers are scoring goals.
That's the whole point. There's a lot of City, because of the way City play football, you think some of them are doing a lot. But at the end, unless you are winning, it doesn't contribute to anything. You're just dribbling a lot.
He's techie and he does the pretty things, but the output doesn't.
Luis Diaz for Liverpool.
Like
remember Husam used to say dribble.
Great until they get to the final third.
No, seriously.
I know, because we have so many of them.
Make the wrong decision.
You know who? Joao Felix is the definition of this guy. One of the best guys on the ice since his Benfica days. It's phenomenal. dribble. Oh my God, the touch, the elegance on the ball.
Like
What is your output? What is your output?
I've said this about João Felix. He's like one of the biggest like mirages ever in football. The hype
Okay,
that
but
he gets.
he's backed up a little bit this season. He has scored a few goals.
Against who, Nino? Who did he play against?
Right. Whoa.
Against Noah FC.
Hey, in his defense, he doesn't play in the Prem much, okay?
Yeah. Hey, Maresca's a smart man. That's what I say about that. Maresca's a smart individual.
Now.
Yeah, but that is the problem with City. Even if City go in January and get a player, number one, I'm not sure if they're gonna get Zubamendi. But imagine they go and get a Ricci guy or someone from Serie A or Bundesliga. What guarantee is City fans? City fans say if we sign, we'll win the league. Okay, the history says that you literally, the manager and the club failed to fill that position. Over the past 3 years, completely.
So you think 3 years that that recruitment's been bad over the past 3 years?
In the midfield, yes.
In the midfield.
Well, tell me this.
I'm gonna tell you guys. Okay, let me respond and then I'm like, we still think today it's 2024, right? We're still thinking, Man City's midfield is gonna be fixed when Kevin De Bruyne is back. As good as he is, how are you until this moment in 2024? We're still saying the same thing as we were saying in 2020. Like, where is the recruitment to fix something, to make something else? Why are Man City fans very hopeful to get Rodri back from the injury this season? The team should be able to compensate.
No.
He literally said that.
He's not coming back this season. There's no chance. He is not playing the season. We'll be lucky if we see him in September of 2025. He is not playing the season. I promise. I think they're scared to death of what happened to him. And I'm freaked out now because of the Militao just re-injured himself. So I think they're going to see that and they're saying, sorry, you guys stay on the couch. He sounds like he's very bored on the couch already. And sorry, buddy, you got a long ways to go. You're not coming back this season. This Club World Cup talk, no, he's not playing. We cannot afford to let him play early. They have to be very careful with that injury. But I'm very against him even talking about it.
There are doctors that decide that, not us. But listen, guys, there's over 550 people here, guys. I don't know how many likes are we on. I want to switch gears to Chelsea and the problem that is arising lately. We're just speaking about that. The Nkunku problem, the Madueke problem. Can Maresca keep these guys happy?
This Mo guy, man, it's unbelievable.
You don't want us to have our fun, Mo. There's always a problem coming up with us somewhere.
Acting like
Chelsea are great. You're going to make top 3. You're better than Arsenal. Maresca's the best coach in the league. He's overachieving. And Jackson is better than Havertz. Pedro Neto is what Arsenal... I'm just going to give you all the headlines, the good ones. Pedro Neto is what Arsenal needed in the summer. If Pedro Neto signed for Arsenal would have been much, much higher. And Lavia and Caicedo have the potential to be the best DMs in the league. Cole Palmer arguably is a future Ballon d'Or winner. Levi Colwill and Fofana can form a great thing. All what Chelsea need to win the Premier League is to sign maybe a striker, centre-back, and maybe a goalkeeper to replace Sanchez. Malo Gusto's on the rise. Kukurea is arguably the best left-back in the league. These are the positives about Chelsea, people.
Oh, that was brilliant, Mo. Thank you. I'm going to play that as a ringtone on my phone. That'll be it. That will be it. All right, go on then. Hit me. What's the...
The reality, Chelsea are back. Here you go. Dan in the chat. Chelsea are back.
Yes, Big up Dan.
Why is Nkunku stuck on the Europa Conference League squad?
So it's a problem. Nkunku, when he signed for Chelsea, he was the marquee signing. He signed him in January and he arrived in the summer. Nkunku was lighting up the Bundesliga. You can't sign a guy like this and then he's benched for Jackson. You know what the problem is that when he comes on the pitch, he's not great. Nkunku on the pitch. He's not actually playing amazing.
He's not been great as of lately when he's been coming off the pitch.
Yes,
But previously, I think he has been. I think he's been effective off the bench for us. Even last season, unfortunately, he became fit in probably the worst time for us when we were in our worst possible form. But, you know, most famously, he came on at the Molineux and at Anfield and pulled one back for us in both of those games. But, you know, it was already done by that point. And, you know, it's just really unfortunate. We signed, and I knew we signed an injury-prone player at the time. I think he was injured before he even arrived, something like that. And then, obviously, like you said, we signed him in January. He arrived in the summer, and it was that long anticipated wait. But Nkunku, in my opinion, we signed to be a first teamer, you know, the money we paid, the plans we had for him, but he always struck me as more of a creator rather than someone who would play up top or occupy a false 9 position. I thought he is better playing behind a striker, but then we saw that there were other plans for him. Maresca said he'd experiment with him as a 9, as a potential, you know, player up top, which meant that then he'd be in competition with Jackson. That's kind of how it unfolded. So then, you know, he was that backup striker option. I say striker, I don't believe he is a striker, even though I think he played there. He played up front for Leipzig at times. He was left winger as well, so his spot is a bit ambiguous. And I think that, again, maybe I was wrong, and maybe he's not as much of a playmaker as I thought. But you know, he has been a super sub for us. He's been effective when he's come off. Yes, okay, you guys can laugh. He does play in the Conference League, but he's also got 10 goals this season in all comps, and he has got significantly less minutes than any of our other forwards. So again, there's a player in him. I don't agree with the disrespect on his name. He is, you know, not the youngest. He's coming up to 27 or 28 years old, I think. So, you know, he's not one of the youngest. He's one of the more experienced, actually, in that regards. But he definitely does deserve more game time. But, I mean, look at our squad, guys. We've got a lot of players that want game time, that want to play, especially in that department. You know, we're not falling short with how many wingers, you know, those 10s. And even still, we look at certain players and we've still not quite figured out maybe what their best position is. But I think that he's a great player, and I'm a big fan of Nkunku.
Where does he fit? Would you sell him to? Would you take him at Man United, Flawless? Because there's links that
he's links. He fits Amorim's system as one of the 10s. The problem with Nkunku is I've not seen him play enough. People that have seen him play have said very, very good player, very, very good player. Nina mentioned that he's a good player as well, and other people who I work with say he's a good player, and he was good at Leipzig as well. But
Timo Werner was fantastic.
You remember Kelk, he did score a hat trick.
He did score a hat trick against us. I remember. Oh, I remember.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, with him, it's like I can't really comment. But if Amorim says go get Nkunku, go get him. Cool.
Timo Werner was great at Leipzig as well, guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you know? Wow.
Timo Werner was that is.
I'm not saying that. The problem with Nkunku is that I don't know where he fits at Chelsea.
The thing is, it would be different if we'd seen him maybe start a run of games, and then we could probably judge an Nkunku in the Premier League. But that can't happen because he can't possibly get in the team right now with just how everyone's forming chemistry in that front 3, front 4. It's just kind of not possible at the moment. That's why he just is a bench player. Is obviously that's natural.
Do you think you'll have the same problem next season? I was speaking with Dan and Charlie.
Yeah.
And we were saying, and I think me and you had this discussion before, well, next season, you're not going to be able to play 11 in the Champions League and 11 in the league. That doesn't happen. You'll have to play, otherwise you'll lose every game in the Champions League. You'll have to play your strongest 11 in the league and the Champions League. Maybe make a couple of subs here and there, rotation, right? Would you be able to keep the likes of Enzo happy, the Madueke happy? Imagine Jadon Sancho, which is a big thing. Jadon Sancho.
The first 2 you just mentioned for them ain't really too much of a big loss, but that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, but the problem is who you gonna get. Who you gonna get? What Madueke? These guys, Flawless.
You can get a better winger than Madueke.
They have 50 years contract, Flawless. The contract ends in the next decade.
Yeah, so you can move him on. We acted like so he's gonna be there for the rest of his career. If they want to get rid of Madueke, they'll sell Madueke. Why do we do this?
But
why do we do this? Like players
what about the next player, Flawless? Is the next player gonna be happy?
If you scout correctly and recruit correctly, yes. Chelsea can definitely get someone who is happy to be a squad player at Chelsea Football Club who is better than Madueke.
But I think you guys are missing it. I don't actually think our players are really unhappy with what's going on. You know,
oh yeah, that's just troublemaker.
Hold on, Nina. Literally, your manager addressed. Hold on, Kel. Your manager addressed it in the last press conference. Not Mo. I don't do the press conference for Chelsea. Your manager
because Madueke walked off in the sulk because he got subbed off, and Madueke's got a self-esteem.
And Nkunku asking to leave. So is that not trouble in paradise?
He's no loss for them.
He's not.
He's no loss. He's Madueke.
Yeah, he's no loss.
And listen, we've still, you know, everyone, you guys say 18 B team, but don't get fooled by the fact we've started off very nicely. We've surprised a lot of people, us Chelsea fans included, but that doesn't mean that these players are at the top of their game, right? Do you know what I mean? They have a high ceiling. There's still a lot to improve. And the fact that Maresca's actually managed to work it out as quick as he has with lots of things is a great thing, right? But people are kind of now ignoring the fact that, you know, some of these players literally didn't really play anywhere, senior football before that anyway. You know, a lot of them are still learning. They're still coming up and uprising stars. So we still have to keep that factor close. The fact that, you know, they are producing, you know, we're among the highest goal scorers in the league and they're doing kind of wonders, been able to score goals, which has been our biggest problem since pretty much Tommy Tuchel left, is you know, it's a really big thing. It's a huge thing, but that doesn't mean we're all polished. Everything's great. You know, we saw that we did, struggle in that final third against Arsenal to capitalize on chances. So we're still learning. And I think that's really important to say, that it's by no means a polished attack. It's by no means that these players have solidified their positions. Actually, Maresca is showing that he is willing to reward players on game time. You perform, you'll play. The fact that, you know, obviously Sancho had a minor problem. He was out the team because of an illness, whatever. It meant that Neto was allowed to come on the left and, you know, drop these fantastic performances that have now earned him that starting 11 spot. Let me remind you that Neto wasn't in the starting Premier League squads. So things change, and things change because of performances. And I think that's a really good quality that Maresca has, because he's showing, if you perform, if you show me good things, you'll play. And that's a really healthy competition to have, because you could argue last season Pochettino didn't know what to do with these players. He tried to keep everyone happy. That's why the lineups were so messy. One day this lineup, the second day this lineup. There was no sequence to any of the starting 11s we had. But Maresca's showing, yeah, okay, this is going to be the same team. It'll be the same team next week. But if you come on and you show me something, maybe you'll start in the next game. And that's keeping players on their toes. And that's how it should be, because we're a top club. We're Chelsea. Nobody gets performances based off who you are and what you're doing and where you've come from. Maresca's trying to implement that, and I think he's doing a really good job. So players on their toes, perform, you'll play. Simple as that.
I like what you said. My problem is, I think you have a lot of egos on the team. The Enzos, Jadon Sancho, a lot of egos on the team.
That's interesting you say that, because I wouldn't disagree about Madueke. I think with him it's more about
Sancho got an ego.
Let me explain. I'll explain after her.
Why do you think Pep ran him out of town? There you go.
No, I just wanted to say that with Madueke, that's an individual thing. Madueke has been a player that has sulked in the past, you know, most famously the penalty situation last year with the row. But Madueke is a player that he thrives off good performances. When he doesn't play, he gets he gets frustrated with himself and he starts slowing things down, and he's, you know, walking off in a sulk because he just really wants to play. But that's a bit of an immature attitude to have as a footballer at this highest level, right? You know, so that's the individual thing. I would disagree with you that Sancho has got a big ego. I think that was amplified at Man United with the whole fallout with Ten Hag. So maybe that's perhaps where you're getting that from. But arriving at Chelsea, Sancho has actually been pretty selfless, I'd say. You know, he had 3 assists in his first 3 games. He maybe is a bit reluctant to shoot. And for me, a player with a big ego would try and go for a shot where they can't maybe go where they probably could, instead of squaring it, crossing it, passing it. For now, I've seen good things from Sancho. He hasn't played in the last few games, but I wouldn't say he strikes me at Chelsea as a player who's got big ego and has arrived saying, do you know who I am? It's Jadon Sancho here. He's treating this as a clean slate for him to prove himself, to show what he can do. And I don't know, maybe people would disagree, but I don't think that about Sancho.
So let me ask the question why matured. I said the ego.
He has matured since his
why do you say ego?
Okay, let me ask the question.
Cool.
The way I look at this, City Academy, and it rubbed up the wrong way, and that's why he went to Dortmund.
That is one.
Where did Pep say that? What are the Pep quotes that he said that about Sancho?
I don't have the exact quotes, but like,
paraphrase them.
There's just a lot of clips and videos of him like doing selfish
Ollie
things.
Watkins scored for England.
He got subbed off of games in the academy.
Okay.
He would just like.
I have a simple question to Flawless. I have a simple question, and we can actually listen. My mind is not set on this, Flawless. My mind is not set. I'm learning, right? Because I don't know the guy. Hold on.
We're making
statements. I'm going to tell you why. You think if Sancho is not a starter for Chelsea and he's a bench player off the bench, do you think he's going to be a happy football player at Chelsea?
Happy not starting? No, I don't think he'd be happy not starting. No.
What do you think is going to happen if he's not starting at Chelsea?
How long is he not starting for? Are you saying for a season?
This season is going.
How?
This season is going. He started some games for Chelsea. If Sancho loses his spot at Chelsea until the end of the season, and he start being more of a Conference League player, maybe a cup player off the bench, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, do you think Sancho will be happy?
No, I don't think he'll be happy. No, but
That is what maybe
so
that
what's that
is
got to
that
do with
my
ego?
that is my point. Like
What
some
does that
players
have
are
to do
not.
with? What does that have to do with
The
ego?
word ego means you're not content with what you have. What I mean is that let me just give you an example. It might not.
I don't like that narrative.
By the way, I never said that. Hold on. I never said that the players that have ego are bad. By the way, there's a lot of players on the pitch. By the way, some players actually with egos, you need that ego. A lot of coaches said we need the players that will demand.
I think that's
it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
Sancho's good enough to be at not any club, most clubs starting week in, week out. He's better than most wingers. So if I'm Jadon Sancho and I have that ability,
I disagree.
Why would I not be start? He's better than most. He starts for most teams in the Premier League. What are we talking about?
Oh, there, Martin's backing me up.
I'm not gonna go there.
He does.
I don't think so.
All right, answer the question, Mo. Yes or no? Does Jadon Sancho start for most teams in the Premier League?
I can't go through the teams, but no. Maybe most because some of the teams are the bottom half of the table, yes. Bottom half of the table, yes. So all of them. So you're hold on.
Go on.
You put in okay. So to answer it like as an ultimate question, yes, because half of the Premier League teams are actually below the way we say top club or a good team.
Okay. So that's the point I'm making. So if I am of that level where I start for most teams in my league, I would definitely not be happy not starting, especially if it's Madueke, who I'm better than. Neto, I hear it. Sancho is a better winger than Madueke. If I'm Jadon Sancho and Madueke is starting or ahead of me or Mudryk, I am livid too. That is not ego. That's just confidence in your own ability. Like what? I don't like this word ego. Like the fact that we said.
So do you think he's better than Madueke? You think he's better than Madueke?
I think he's better than Madueke. Yes, I think he's way better than both of those two. No debate. What are we talking about?
I don't think he's better than Madueke.
What are we talking okay.
But I get flawless. I get the point you're making, but I think it's different at Chelsea currently because Madueke has actually proved, like recently and over like pre-season, well, off the back of like last season as well, that there is quite a good player there in terms of output as well. You know, obviously he got his hat trick. He's still had a few other goals here and there. So I think again, it's going back to the fact that he did prove himself in that sense. So he kind of earned his spot. That whole thing where I said about players kind of getting starts over merit is for merit and playing well is very evident in our team right now. So it's not to say that, you know, Sancho's not a better winger than a Madueke or vice versa. It's just a case of we've not seen enough still of Sancho. Like I said, I liked what I saw in the first few games he played. He really helped our team out. You know, he got the assists. He almost doesn't actually back himself to shoot. So if anything, he could actually do with a bit of an ego boost. You know, Sancho, sometimes I saw him in those games and I was like, have a shot, lads. You know, have a shot. You're absolutely in a situation where you probably could. Bit too reluctant. Sometimes he chooses to maybe slow down the ball, try and put an extra dribble in or take on another man or something and loses that moment where he can shoot. But yeah, no, I think I'm excited to see what he can do. I think we, you know, right now would argue, I think, you know, unanimously other Chelsea fans that Neto absolutely deserves to start in this team. You know, you look at Madueke, maybe there is a conversation there. Could he do with maybe a game on the bench, see how it goes? But with Madueke is what I really don't want is, do you know how hard it was to try and actually unlock Madueke as a winger in the first place? You know, him and Mudryk arrived pretty much at the same time, and how much Madueke has improved compared to maybe Mudryk is quite a stark difference. So that's what we like to see, right? Growth. And Madueke arrived as a pretty good raw footballer, but the fact that he's improved and how far he's come is almost another reason to push him, play him more, get him even better. Because again, is he the best winger in the league? Absolutely not. But he can improve a lot more, become better, compete with the other good wingers that we have in the league. So I think that's the thing. And you won't get that if you bench him and you leave him out of the squad for another 3, 4, 5 games. And I think that's what Poch did to him a lot. Played him, he just about found his feet, bam, you're on the bench. And I almost think that he's got a little bit of PTSD because of that and because of what Poch did. So, you know, again, I think Maresca's rewarding him on getting goals. Yeah, they've not come maybe in the last few games, but if he keeps trying, if he keeps going, you know, Madueke has saved us. You know, he's got his equaliser this season in games. He scored his hat-trick. So, for me, that's a player there that can make a difference in a game. He can get you the difference between taking off 1 point or 3 points away sometimes, or 0 even.
Does anybody see Mudryk? Because, okay, I said this on Charlie's streamer. I have seen lots of articles over the past like 24 hours, 48 hours about Mudryk integration into the team, that he's ready to take a first team, like not being a Conference League, a Premier League player for Chelsea?
No.
You don't think that is going to happen at all?
No.
He doesn't have that.
There's people save your thing, neither him, like that juice from Madueke with that Wolves hat trick. He scored 1 goal since, like, but I don't know what it is. People have this, but Mo, you cause
for some reason, Modric.
You cause these conversations because you're a troublemaker, Mo. That's why. That's
I'm
why
not,
you'll do
bro.
this.
I just present the argument.
What was your after Madueke scored that hat trick at Wolves? What was your did you discuss that? I bet you discussed that on your shows.
100% we did.
Yeah, and talked about can they unlock him? Is he a 15 to 20 goal a season winger or some rubbish like that? Can he get 10 goals, 10 assists? I know you.
No.
And
I still think Madueke.
And to people, the answer to that question
Yeah.
is no. No, he's not. Like, I don't know why people.
You don't think Madueke has that at the age of 20? You don't think Madueke has the talent to go
Right
and be,
now, no.
for example, a good winger?
No, right now, no. Not right now, no. Could he improve? Yes, but for where Chelsea are trying to go and their aim is Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, do I think Madueke is good enough for that? No. Neto's the bar that you're looking at. Look at the difference between him and
Can
Neto.
I ask you simple? Do you think Amad Diallo has a better ceiling than Madueke?
Absolutely, because he just got better.
Why?
But is that because he's younger and you've seen some?
He's not younger.
I don't think he's younger.
By the way,
I think he's older.
And Nina, you're fooled again by think Amad Diallo is a 23 years old. He's playing like a 19 years old.
He's not. It's just because we haven't seen him. That's what it is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Exactly, Nina. That's the whole point.
I was like, Diallo's only because Diallo has better fundamentals than Madueke. He has better attributes. Technically, physically, he has all the better attributes.
But again, I think the time sample is smaller, maybe, from how many games Diallo has had for United and Madueke for Chelsea.
I'm like Diallo from when we signed him. It's just the fact that he didn't get game time and he got loaned out.
They're the same age, though. They're exactly the same age. 22.
Oh, they're the same. Wait, Madueke is 23.
22, and Amad Diallo is 22 as well.
When's Madueke 23? Is he 23
like
this year?
Like this year, both of them. Like I can go and check the actual
yeah.
I can actually go and check the actual birthday. Like July. One of them is born in July, and I think the other one
is 23. Madueke is March.
Maybe it's fooled me because you do talk about Diallo.
3 months difference, flawless. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's because of Mo. That's why. That's most trouble-waking ways. That's what it is. You gotta be careful with Mo. That's what it is. But I knew Diallo was 23. But yeah, in regards to it, I thought Madueke was younger. So yeah, I stand on what I said about it.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. The whole point is that both of them have the same age. But a lot of people think that Amad Diallo is a better winger than Madueke, for example. I think Madueke has attributes that are better than Amad Diallo in terms of speed, physicality. He's quicker, he's stronger. That is something maybe Amad Diallo can work on. Technically, in terms of dribbling, I think Amad Diallo has better ball control, better vision, in my opinion, better vision. That is stuff that you might not be able to teach with the ball control for Madueke. But it's 50-50 for me. I haven't seen enough from Amad Diallo. I didn't watch Sunderland, to be honest, to say that Amad Diallo is going to be the top winger for Man United. I just don't. I don't see it.
I don't think he'd be a top winger, and I think him playing as a 10.
I would say the exact same thing. You know, I would say the same exact thing like you, Flawless.
Go on.
From where Man United want to go at the current moment, I don't think Amad Diallo is the guy for you. I can say the same thing about you, about Amad Diallo.
Oh, here the thing is, no, as a winger, I agree. As one of those central 10s, I disagree. Which he will be playing. That
I haven't seen Amorim play with these two in the Premier League.
Yeah, so
know what I mean?
Because I think Diallo is better centrally than he is as a wide player. So that's where I disagree. If you're talking right wing, yes. If you're talking as one of 2 10s, I disagree. I think he's good enough as one of the 2 10s, 110%. With him playing with better players compared to the scrubs he's playing with now, and the Satan and the manager that he was with, Satan in the dugout. Come on, man. Yes. Definitely.
Let me respond to the super chats before Ryan goes on a run for this. Red Indian is saying, who will get first 25 league titles? City 10 or United 20?
Wait, what?
You're saying who will get to 25
league titles? Who will get 25 leagues first?
We are for sure.
What?
I'm basing that on. That's my hot take.
You think you're going to win 15 league titles before Man United win 5?
No, I'm kidding.
Who knows? With these, there's so many things can go on. I have no. What's gonna go on with them? 115. There's someone else take us over. There's so many different companies.
But not put your eggs in that basket.
I'm not. No. I'm not. I don't think.
And the Manchester fight starts again.
I don't think. Here you are. I've said this on verbatim. I don't think anything's gonna happen to you lot either.
No,
I don't think so. I'm just hoping. I'm just
I
hoping.
think there's going to be some epic tears on this platform, though.
Yeah, of course. But like, I don't think the FA is
all those tears.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
let me do people on social media who are just like banking on that, and I'm just like,
let me do the super chats and then we can go back to Chelsea. January transfer window is such a double-edged sword. Yes, Enzo Fernandes. A lot of January transfer windows don't work.
I mean, it worked pretty well with Van Dijk, and it worked pretty well with Laporte.
It depends on the recruitment, and I don't know
very hit or miss,
how many January transfers
can work.
Listen, if Arsenal go and get HUSAM, you can go back into the fold. Hopefully, we'll see. Ryan is saying City are favorites and Arsenal are second favorites. No matter what you guys slight us frauds, tell our fans. At least Flawless agrees with me for once. No, I don't. Flawless, you think that Arsenal
any pressure? Literally, nobody wants any pressure whatsoever.
Flawless, you think that Arsenal at the current
behind the underdog? I don't think leopard in the tree crap.
Thank you so much, Ryan. You're a fraud.
I picked Arsenal obviously to finish
the only Liverpool
season. I picked Arsenal to finish at the start of the season, but now, of course, is Liverpool are above Arsenal in regards to the league title.
Here you go. From what I have been told, someone who I trust, I think Virgil and Salah stay. Trentina will leave, and good riddance. My gaffer ain't reliant on him.
Trentina, that's good.
At the current moment, actually, the reports this morning, Ryan, is that Salah, the agreement between Liverpool hierarchy and Salah is pretty far. That is coming from Egypt as well.
You're not going to pay him the money, I don't think.
He is demanding a lot of money. He's demanding, I think, higher salary than what he's on now. And you guys imagine, at 32 years old.
They should just pay him.
I agree with you.
Crazy
that they don't
pay players.
So technically,
who you gonna get better than Salah at the current market? At least you go and get Yamal or something.
They should just pay him the money. Pay him the bread.
$1 billion release.
in their best interest to give him a pay rise.
And also, by the way, if they give him the pay rise, even if he doesn't perform next season, Saudi's always here, and you're gonna make some of the money back.
Honestly, from here on, it's a win-win for Salah. However you look at it.
I followed FSG
and for Liverpool as well, with the Saudi offers on the even if the offer, number one, it's a free signing. Salah is your player. Offer him a new contract. You let him go on a free, you lose the guy, you don't get money back, you can't find a replacement for him. I think it's ridiculous that he won't renew him. By the way, Flawless, what did I tell you about Alisson for ages? I said for time that at this moment, Kala.
You see this comment. All right, this is your fault, Mo. You know what I'm saying? Because you be encouraging this, and you're an enabler. See all your troublemaking ways and stuff reliable.
Like this. Ryan, I swear to God, Ryan, you're absolutely like one of the most reactionary guys. Kelleher at the current moment is not even better than Alisson. Have some shame.
See,
it's ridiculous.
I think the only keeper better than Alisson.
I know that Kelleher is better than Ederson. That's all I know, but that's different. I said that this morning. Definitely better than Ederson.
He's a better shot stopper than Ederson.
Thank you so much. I literally said that this morning. That he's a better shot stopper than Ederson, but Ederson is so key to how Man City play. I go back to Chelsea.
Use him a little bit more
before we go to Man United. Huh? Go ahead.
I wish they would use him a little bit more because we all know Holland likes to run. So why not pop off some long balls from Ederson? I wish they would do that a bit more, but they don't.
By the way, we haven't said a word about.
And it's like, no, can we just uncork Ederson a few times a game just to keep the defense a little bit honest? But I don't make the rules here.
We haven't said a word about Arsenal, people, so we're not talking Arsenal. I've spoken enough of Arsenal lately. Go back to Chelsea and Enzo Fernandes.
London is blue, so we're talking about London, the blue London.
Anybody here think that Chelsea have a chance of finishing above Arsenal?
Blue cartel, baby. Blue cartel.
Have a chance? Yes. Will they? No. I don't think they will. But do they have a chance? Yes. I got Chelsea fourth.
Can I ask you something? Do you think Nottingham Forest have a chance of finishing above Arsenal?
No.
Okay. Brighton, Newcastle, anybody else other than Chelsea?
Villa? Is everybody just forgetting about Aston Villa?
So you only give the chance to Chelsea to have a chance of finishing above Arsenal.
Chelsea may.
Is that dependent on Chelsea or Arsenal?
Dependent on both.
Both.
Because if Arsenal don't do what they're supposed to do, Chelsea have the capabilities to finish above them. But if Arsenal do what they're supposed to do,
What
Chelsea
is this supposed to
won't
do?
finish
Are you
above
talking
them.
about January or are you talking about performances and go back to
No,
the
I'm talking about performances as a team.
performances?
Like if they get up to anywhere near the level they was last season, they'll finish above
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Yeah,
And that's
100%.
not a
I
spite
agree.
at
That's
Chelsea. Yeah, that's where it is. I think Chelsea, like this is a comeback. I think Chelsea are a good side. They
Chelsea will have more
obvious
gas
players.
in the tank at the end of the season too, since they have 2 starting 11s. So Arsenal doesn't have that luxury. Like their Arsenal's 11 is very good, but when they
But
don't
there is a
rotate,
difference in
they're all
quality,
going to burn
Kel.
out at the end of the season.
There's a big difference in quality, yes.
In quality, there is a
absolutely.
difference in quality between the two
Also,
teams.
Sure, but
I'm not
quantity.
saying, but that's also not considering. Like, I'm a realistic Chelsea fan. That's also not saying that we have a polished, stronger starting 11. Our defense is still a work in progress.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, there is still a lot of work to do. But you know, like I said, I came into the season wanting us to get back into Champions League football and to win a trophy. If that's achieved, happy days. And we're now talking about, you know, finishing third and above this and that. But
You're
our
living the
expectations
dream.
to Arsenal were very different. I'm just going to say that. So if we come to the end of the season and we're talking about achievements based off expectations, we'll see which fan base is happier.
Nino, where did you have you lot finishing at the start of the season?
Do you know what, Flawless? I had no clue. I literally had no clue.
That's fair
Like,
enough.
this season, out of any other season, I probably came in just absolutely having no clue. Like, I just
She
did
never,
not know
you know, she
how-
never gave a prediction. You know that, right?
I didn't. That's how much
It's
I
the
didn't
only
know.
YouTuber that never gave a prediction.
You know what? Because Nina's cool, that's calm. Anyone else had press about that, but she's cool, so it's all right. Let me go
No,
let
thank
that
you.
slide.
Literally everyone,
Honestly,
bro. Everyone tried to press her to get a prediction. She
Yeah.
wouldn't.
And we go, you know what? We gonna let that one slide because see if it was you or some other crook. I would have pressed him about that, but Nina's cool, so we gonna let that slide.
Yeah, no, I had no idea. But like I said, I had expectations for us. That's different. But I did not know how the season would look, what we'd play like under Maresca. I didn't know which players would turn out good. You know, a lot of us just had so much uncertainty around everything. So the fact that we were all pleasantly surprised, yeah, it's pretty
Very
good.
similar
Happy
to
days.
Liverpool, by the way. It's very similar to the Liverpool situation. Nobody knew that Gravenberch has this in his locker, that Luis Diaz can go back to this, that Ibrahima Konate can play at this level.
Like,
Nobody
Gakpo can
knew
score
that.
goals like that.
Yeah, nobody like nobody
And
knew
neither
that
of them
Arne
have any
Slot can
pressure
be
either.
that guy.
That's a big
Like-
deal. I don't
Say
think
that-
either of them have any pressure, Liverpool or Chelsea. I don't
Chelsea
think
do.
anybody was
I
expecting.
believe
very
that
much out of
Chelsea
them.
do. I believe
Maybe to
Chelsea
get top
need to
4,
finish in
but, like, they're
Champions
not
League.
under
Yes,
pressure to win the league.
Oh yes, there is that pressure for that, sure.
100% Chelsea need to get top 4. We're not gonna sit here and say that Chelsea are okay getting 6th.
We cannot be out of Champions League football another
So it's
season.
definitely Champions
We
League.
need that
Alright,
money
man.
really bad.
That's a must, yeah.
And
Hey,
the problem is if they win the Conference League, they won't get them Champions League. I think that's what some Chelsea fans need to know that.
If you win Conference League, don't
sure.
you automatically go to Europa?
Yeah, unless you finish top 4, then you're finishing the champion. Then you're
Yeah.
in Champions League,
Yeah.
won't you?
Yeah,
Is it
top
5
5.
spots though? How's it working with the
We don't
coefficient?
know.
Yeah, I think
We
it was
don't
great
know.
in dark horse for top
So
4.
the
That'd
coefficient
be
it could
fun.
be 5. It could be 5.
It'd be so fun to see great in top
They
4.
said it depends on who wins the Champions League.
God,
it's
the Champions
not-
League is wide open right now. I
That's
don't even know who I would pick.
That's true.
Maybe Barcelona, but Real Madrid looked terrible. I don't give City a shot at all without Rodri.
Man United and win the Champions League.
Right.
Nah, Inter Milan.
You
Inter
couldn't
Milan.
even
Inter Milan.
say
Milan,
that.
yeah, Milan are looking good.
At least you
Milan.
can. At least you can.
Inter Milan.
Come
Yeah,
on.
you can.
At least you
What
can,
percentage? What percentage, Mo? You give?
Similar to the Liverpool, similar to Barcelona, similar
So
to
what's that?
Bayern.
So what's that? I need
I
two
don't know.
numbers,
It's
mate.
too many teams. Too many teams.
Oh, it's too many teams now.
Bayern look
Okay.
good, but
Alright.
Like, but I
Would be
genuinely
better
think
as
we're
a company.
similar to everyone else around
You
us.
finish in the top 8.
Yeah, I think we'll finish in top 8,
Okay.
especially
So
with
you
the
give
win
us what,
against
10%
Arsenal.
chance?
Yeah,
Okay, do you give yourself more of a chance than winning the Champions League than Arsenal do of winning the Premier League?
yes.
Okay.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
You don't know. I actually people don't. I said that about Arsenal yesterday.
There we
People
go.
didn't like that. I said that at the current moment, Arsenal. I echo Thierry Henry. They are out of the title race until they get back in it. I have no evidence to let me believe now that Arsenal will go on a 15 games run like last season.
I thought they
What
scary and
evidence?
unstoppable and undefeated.
Yeah, but
and
completely. I actually explained to you before. You just refuse to believe. When you have the same manager, when you have the same team,
Mhm.
you expect a continuation of the form of last season,
Yes.
which is even Chelsea with a new manager, because they were the third best team in the country over the past second half of the season last season, with the new manager, simple tweaks, right? They were able to continue. Caicedo continued his good form. Colwell continued his good form. Cole Palmer a little bit. Even Madueke, as Nina said. Jackson. For Arsenal,
really good
in the
season.
summer, I don't know what happened to this guy Arteta. For some reason, and a lot of Arsenal fans want to put it into circumstances and context. And, oh, we got red card. Oh, we got injuries. You literally play a completely different brand of football as you hired a new manager and you got new players and you were in a different color shirt. Who am I to predict that someone that had a very good second half of the season will just start the season as fraudulent as what they started? And they tell me yesterday, oh, we were context. And I said it to Igal yesterday. Igal, were you better than Brighton in the first half? He's like, well, we were 1-0 up. Were you better than Bournemouth? He's like, no. Were you good at Atalanta? No. Were you good at Newcastle? No, because that's half the games you freaking played. No red cards. Yes. And you weren't good. So what evidence do I have to suggest that you're going to go back into the fold? Until you do, and the difference is, Pep Guardiola, and I say that, I will never rule Man City and Pep Guardiola out until they actually out, until mathematically these people cannot win it. But Arsenal, though, 9 points behind Liverpool. And someone said it, not me. And I echo what people say. I said it with the podcast. He said there has 2 things have to go Arsenal's way for Arsenal to win the league. It's not only that they need to get better. They need to get better and Liverpool have to fall off. 2 things.
Thanks.
But for them to catch Man City, the difference between...
They have a lot of tough away games, as I've said before. They haven't gone to St. James. They have to go to the Etihad. They have to go to Villa Park. They have to go to... Well, now we got to say they got to go to Bournemouth because Bournemouth, they're clearly knocking off...
And also, there is 9 points, right? 9 points behind Liverpool, right? Do you know Arsenal already still have to go to Anfield? Who would you pick to win at Anfield?
That's the only tough place they have left to go, Arsenal. They literally have done everything. They've been to St. James, they've been to Villa, they've been to...
Why are you saying that? Why is Fulham suddenly becoming an easy game for Arsenal away? When did that happen?
When did Arsenal
based on what?
They lost to Fulham last year, didn't they?
Yeah. People assume that if Arsenal go to Forest away, it's a 3 points. If Arsenal go to Fulham away at Brighton, it's a win game. Based on what? Based on Arsenal last season? No, it's 2020.
Even last season on the road as they did.
Even last season they struggled. I don't get this. Arsenal last season struggled in some of these games. That's why they didn't win the league title. They drew at home to 10-man Fulham, did they not?
So what evidence do I have to say that these are 3 points in the bank? Like people tell me that Arsenal will go on all and they count games. Oh yeah, we're gonna win against Brighton. We're gonna use it based on why are you saying that?
Crazy. They would have said, "Oh, we're gonna beat Brighton at home. We're gonna beat Bournemouth away." What happened?
They say circumstances record. That's I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm playing devil's advocate here.
They played Brighton at Emirates. I don't think.
Yeah, they played Brighton at home. Yeah, but they would have said beforehand, Brighton at home will win. Bournemouth away will win.
That's what people think. Mo, you glaze Arsenal. Arsenal fans want me always to sit. Hold on. People want me, Arsenal fans want me to sit here and literally tell them, yes, you're going to go on a 15 games run. But I have no evidence to say
because
that.
You've been glazing.
No, but you're wrong. You're wrong. The word glazing is wrong.
They're looking to you for more glazing because you've been glazing.
You're wrong. But that actually proves that you're wrong. That proves you're wrong.
You've had arguments about it, Mo.
But you actually don't understand. Glazing is that when I praise them when they don't deserve praise. But I believed everything I said.
All right, so I changed the word. You overly praised them. So you overly glazed them.
Maybe you can say that. But I didn't. So hold on. I didn't think so. I thought I would give them exact praise that they deserve from my point of view. Your point is that Mo, you overpraise them. So now they are looking at you to still praise them again. I'm like, I'm never going to do that.
Yeah, because you told them that they could win the league, Mo. That's why. Because
I believed it.
Yeah, and the fact that you believed it and as knowledgeable as you are is crazy to me. You're not right.
Actually, no, I disagree with you. Arsenal,
it's crazy that you believe
we're not going to go into that again. We absolutely are not going to go into that again.
You don't want to open that door, do
you? You know why I don't want to open that? I want to speak about Man United because I get complaints about, Mo, you always talk about Arsenal. I'm like, I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk about Chelsea, Man United, and Manchester City. That's why I have no Liverpool fan on this show, and I have no Arsenal fan on this show. That based on past events, we will go on a run. Here we go. Sad.
Hey, sad. Wait. Hold up, Sad, did you not concede the title? I swear you told me the title's gone. So which one is it?
Sad said on a stream that they should
They might
focus
go
on
on
the
a
cup.
run, but they might not.
On the
might not-
cups.
He told me, he said the title. I seen his title. I was in his chat.
Big up Sad. Guys, make sure to subscribe to Sad.
Make sure you subscribe because I support. I'm like that. Sad's my guy. That's my don. He told me the title's gone.
He said
So
focus on the cups.
Giving up on the title in November.
I would if I was the Arsenal fan. I would have gave up in August. But hey, that's just me, you know. But here we are.
You fraud, Zizo. Ziad believes
Big
that.
up Ziad, man. Big up
Ziad is one of these guys that are afraid to get clipped all the time. We try to bait him on Al Hawa to say things about Chelsea, and he's like, he refused to say that.
Smart man, yo. You man are troublemakers.
God, you're not gonna
The title is gone, but we can still go on a run. What's the point of the run?
So what's the point of the run then?
No, they're gonna struggle. I don't think they're going on a run.
What's the point of the run?
They're running away.
We're gonna go on a run.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah,
They're running away.
That's good.
We're gonna go on a run, but we still finished third. It's all right.
He's going on a run around the block.
But we went on a run.
What did Martin say? 85 points, man. They'll go on a run and get 85 points, and they'll be happy with that, man. Maybe Sad's in the same boat. That's it.
I think all they care about is top 4.
You really think they're gonna get 85 points?
No. That's what Martin said. He said as long as they get 85 points, he's out there.
He's happy?
Yeah, he said.
Are you serious?
He's done it. Yeah, on HUSAM's channel. So 85 points.
Watch that part. That is crazy.
As long as we get 85 points, we're good.
Anyway, let's.
Okay, I missed that one.
Look at Mo's finished, yo.
Flawless, big bro. You're a fraud. But one thing you actually got right for once is about Konate. He's actually a boss center back. Fair play. You. Okay, I'm not gonna say that.
Calling me, it's cool. This little bro. I've been telling him, but you don't want to listen. You don't
Anyway,
want to
thank
listen.
you. Let me ask you guys something. Do we think Konate this season will be better than Saliba and Gabriel?
Will be
This
better.
season, yes.
No, he has been better than Gabriel and Saliba
this season, yes.
Yeah.
Saliba is not looking so
Is
hot.
can this continue, this partnership between Van Dijk and Konate?
Yes. Unfortunately.
If Konate stays healthy.
Do
but
we
he's had
think
injury
that
issues in the
Arsenal
past.
do we think that Arsenal two centre backs can go back into defending like in the last season?
Yes. Because they're of quality. All four
They have
centre backs we're talking about are all
Yeah, because they've
all
got the
quality.
advantage of built good chemistry together.
Yeah. Going back to Man United, I said on the football terrace the other day, if Man United finish above anyone, they should get, the manager should get sacked. I said if Man United I swear to God, I said it's not I said if they finish above Chelsea, Newcastle, Spurs or Villa, the manager, okay, I'm exaggerating when I say get sacked, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But I mean there has to be questions. There has to be like
Absolutely.
how the F did this team with a new manager coming in November, changing the style of play, playing three at the back. We know that he's gonna play three in the back. We know that for a fact.
Yes.
And you tell me that, oh yeah, it's all right. Do you think actually Man United have a chance of finishing in the top 4?
No, top 4, no. Top 6, yes.
No. Okay, you're realistic. Yeah.
Of course, you know me very well, Mo.
Where did you think flawless before you obviously like Ten Hag got sacked and before like the season started? Where did you have Man United finishing?
I said 7th at best. So I
Thank you.
said
And
7th to 8th.
has that changed now?
Great
Amorim's
minds think
coming
alike.
in?
Yeah. I said, because when I say top 6, it's not just on the position. I'm looking for improvements across the board. So in regards to scoring more goals, conceding less, the style of play being consistent, us individually players being better, competing in all games, just everything being better across the board. All the records that last manager broke, like that all needs to be erased. So that's why I'm looking for significant improvement. But that doesn't mean we're going to be great. If we're above average, that's significant improvement because of how bad we was. People didn't realize, a lot of people don't watch Manchester United and had heard me speak about them, and then they play us and they'd be like, oh, you was right about how bad it is. But because we managed to make results. Yeah, but people didn't realize. People are like, are you really that bad? Yes, watch us play. And then you watch us play and you're like, oh, damn, you right.
Ooh,
And is it really like
just
this?
got injured? Maybe.
That's it. Big up Surfer, yo, this guy. Yo.
Big up Surfer. No, like, but the thing about it, who do you think is going to survive this new Man United thing? You think Bruno is going to survive? Rashford?
I don't think
Bruno's their
Rashford.
best asset to sell.
You don't think Rashford survives
I
this?
don't think Rashford survives. No, Bruno, I think survives. Yes, but I don't
Is
think
he
Rashford
integral
survives.
part? I had this argument with Terry the other
No,
day about Bruno being an integral part or no. Because you have to put in mind, he's Portuguese.
Yeah.
So that
cool,
changes
but
things.
this is not. It shouldn't change things because people love to
does,
spin
man.
the narrative all the time in regards to Manchester United, which is very lazy, and go, "Oh, it's the same players who got all these managers sacked." No, it doesn't. No, it isn't, because we spent money. If you look at the players who got Oli sacked, Mourinho sacked, Van Gaal sacked, the vast majority of them, like 95%, probably more, are different. However, you know who's a common denominator in our last few managers getting sacked? Bruno Fernandes. So if you go and hang your hat on Bruno Fernandes and say you're going to be integral part, having seen what's happened with previous managers, you're just not very bright. That's an idiot move. If I'm taking over a company and this company's been poor for however long and everybody's changed bar the general manager, I'd be foolish to keep this general manager. All the staff underneath the general manager have changed, and this is it's been performing.
But you don't think Bruno can be kept in check?
No, I think Bruno can be a
really
useful.
I think that guy can be kept in check.
At best, he can be a squad player. Him starting week in, week out. Yes, if you are trying to, because you're talking about going to challenge and win top honors. Bruno's not that guy.
Next season is 2 seasons. Maybe
no,
you challenge him for the.
You're saying, does he survive? So I'm saying for the long term future, does he survive?
No, he's too old anyway. That's the long term, to be honest. He's in 30s, right?
Yeah, he's
30, 31.
Yeah. So I don't think in the long term,
like,
Bruno should not be on the long term. Yeah. Bruno should not be in the long term plans.
And I hope not. I don't even want him in the short term plans. But unfortunately, here we are. But I don't want the vast majority of this team in the short term plans.
He's
having a good. He's having a purple patch on the route.
Yeah, he's our best player, and that's why we've had our 2 worst finishes ever in the Premier League in the past 3 years.
Oh, because you need Rashford to start.
Rashford's
had his
done.
purple patch, got paid, and disappeared.
Rashford's done. Rashford been that way.
He still has 4 years left at his contract.
For like 350, 375.
Bruno Fernandes?
Yeah, because they made a terrible move. They made a terrible move in the summer.
His contract ends with he's 35 years old. He's making 300K a week.
Terrible move. This is why.
Oh my God, that is serious.
This is why I crashed on the ownership during the summer, because it was an awful move. Should have never got that deal. Never ever got.
No. His contract expires in 2027, so not 4 years, 3 years.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have got the new deal regardless. There's no way he should have. There's no way he should have got more money off his performances, because they didn't warrant more money. His performances were shocking and have been shocking.
I wanted to ask this. Everyone talks about their club going in the Premier League. Okay, we're gonna go to the top. We're gonna challenge. Arsenal. Okay, let me just give you. Arsenal fans think that they're gonna continue to be near the top. Winning or not winning is a different story. Man City fans believe that even after Pep, we're gonna still near the top. Chelsea fans think that, okay, we are going under this guy Maresca, we should be challenging next season. A lot of even rivals said that Chelsea are 2 or 3 players away from challenging. Man United, forget Spurs, they're not part of the deal. Man United fans actually think that Amorim is coming in, he won trophies before, he's gonna bring us to the top. I don't hear say winning, but surely we cannot have 5 teams competing for the league. Someone has to fall off behind the pack.
No, you are spot on. And you know what will happen to those teams and those managers that aren't competing? Their managers will be moved on and then players will be moved on. This has always been the way in the Premier League. Everybody.
Who do you think is the closer one?
What? Who?
The closest one to this? Because Chelsea is starting a project. Man United is starting a project.
The closest one. Who? Wait. So out of who? Who's
closest one to do the cycle, to change to the cycle change, to they go back down. There's 5 teams. Someone is going to go back down. You know what I mean? The big 5.
Okay, so you're saying who do I think is closest to the top currently? Like who can actually kick on?
I don't think all 5 will be at the top at the same time challenging, though. Not in the next couple of years anyway.
But that's what I mean, Nina. Someone has to fall off.
Yeah, it's never happened like that in the history of the Premier League. The aim's always been from these clubs, but who will fall off?
Never happened.
Because even when Arsenal are there, they're
never been this way.
It's never the 5 teams competing. Never happened.
Yeah, that's never happened.
It's actually never happened 4 teams competing other than one season only. One season only.
Out of those 4 or 5 teams, their aim has always been that.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes it's work, sometimes it's not for various reasons.
That's
United
very
have always
true.
been like
It's
that.
a good
It's
point
jumping.
Flawless makes, because there's a certain expectations on certain teams and when they should be challenging or when they're close to challenging, if that makes sense. But it's very different to when that will, if that will actually be executed, and if in the meantime that other team that is also meant to be in and around challenging drops off or loses key players or has a change of manager of some sort. So I think it's a lot harder to sort of predict that and say
that's
we
the
get a
aim.
little murkier too, because at some point Newcastle are going to spend money. I know we're
All the
artificially
teams-
handcuffing them right now, but Newcastle are going to get in this race at some point.
All the teams aims to do that. United, Liverpool, the 5 you just mentioned, their aim is to do that. All
and
of them
things change so quickly as well, because I'm sure as the season progresses, if like a Brighton or a Newcastle or a Fulham, I'm not saying they're going to be in and around those spots, but even if they're sticking closely up to top 4, even they, like Aston Villa were when they were in that top 4 race, even when you Flawless, Man United finished 3rd, even you guys were straight in there next season to be title challengers. Wasn't that the prediction? So things throughout the season change very quickly, and that contention for next season changes just like that. There could be a new team in there by the end of next season that we're talking about.
Yeah, but the problem is, which is what Flawless said, the problem is if you're close to the top and you fall off, your manager get out if you don't win. The only one that survived,
and then that changes,
the only one that survived that are Pep and Klopp. Why? Because Klopp falls off after winning the league and falls off after winning the Champions League. So he had credit in the bank. Pep Guardiola, when he surrendered the league for Liverpool, he came from a back-to-back league winning. So,
exactly, because you know what you're saying there, Mo. You know what
everyone else
win. That's the key thing.
Oh no, always.
You have to win.
You think if Inzaghi loses the league this season, what is going to save him is that he won it last season. Otherwise, would have been moved on. Exactly. You're done. You already given you're given the time. You're given the resources. Of course, irrelevant with your league, you have to win. That's just reality. Absolutely. And I think that goes for Amorim as well. That goes for Maresca. That goes for everyone. Absolutely. If Amorim comes in... I think
Chelsea and United know this more than anyone. If the expectations are not met, you're out of here.
And that's what Amorim... Because people are like, oh, what if Amorim don't do well? Then what? Then you sack him and get another manager. What are we talking about? Like, it's like Manchester United, the only team that can't... Oh, you can't keep sacking managers. Yes, you can.
You can. I like it. I like this.
What are we talking about here? This ain't a marriage.
Football works. Bro, that's how football works. People don't understand this. I said that Inter sacked a manager after 4 games and another manager after 8 games. Because they lost 4 games and the other one lost 6 games. So they said, okay, you're not going anywhere. Get out of here.
You're not going anywhere. Like you get sacked. Like, what is the issue with that? I don't understand that. People said, oh, so Amorim don't work. What are you gonna do? Get rid of him.
Exactly like
Flawless, what's your threshold with Amorim? What is the expectation with him to achieve, and when does he get time? If he, do you know what I'm getting at?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So in regards to this season, because our ownership just completely messed up in the summer and have made a much difficult situation for him even more difficult, because now you don't have a summer to assess the players. Now you can't bring anyone in. You now have to work with what you work with. So where I'm at with him, first and foremost, the basics. Implement your system. Mo mentioned it already. Play your back three. People will say, oh, you don't have players who are suited to it. The players are not good enough. Most of these players ain't suited to any system. Let's just clarify that. So don't cater to these men. Because this is why we are where we are, because they're not good enough. However, you are a manage, coach, implement your system and get these players performing to a certain level, because they're better than this. 110% they're better than this. There's a reason why Tottenham Hotspur are the highest goal scorers currently in the Premier League. No one can't tell me Spurs have the best attack. So how do they have the best? How have they scored the most goals? How are Brentford joint second? Brentford have scored more goals than Liverpool and Arsenal did so far in the Premier League, and the same as City. Nobody would say Brentford have the second best attack. Coaching matters. Where to serve for, as much as I hate giving them credit. So I'm looking for you to implement your system. Get average players performing average. Get some of them performing to a good standard. The rest of the good players, get them performing well and above good. And then just kick on from there type of thing. That's where I'm at. I'm looking to see how you implement your system. I'm looking to United to create more, score more goals. Also defend better as well. Individuals, looking for individual improvement. Looking to see how you manage in the Premier League. How do you approach going away to Arsenal compared to at home to Southampton, for example? And then in the cup competitions, The Europa League, I've said that. Go target that. If we don't win one of the cups, I'd be disappointed. We don't go win the Europa League.
Technically, that's not one up on Ten Hag, is it?
Yeah, it's like I would be again. I'm not going to be Amorim out. Say we run into Lyon and they're flying, or we run into Athletic Club or Lazio and they're flying. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's terrible. But my point is I'm making, we shouldn't be going out. If we go out to some team from Estonia or Moldova or Georgia or some
with all due respect to Estonia, with all due respect to Moldova.
With all due respect to the Estonian champions or any Estonian teams in Europe. Yeah, if we go out to Midtjylland or something, of course I'm going to be unhappy because we have the players to beat them. So I'm looking at Europa League. We got 4 favorable games. We're 3 or 4 points off that. The top 8, so finishing the top 8 there. League Cup away at Spurs. We all know about Spurs' problem. Win that game, you're 3 games away from winning a cup competition. FA Cup, favorable draw. And as bad as we've been in the Premier League, we're 4 points off 3rd. We are 4 points off. That's what annoys me even more. We are 4 points off Chelsea, who are in 3rd place.
And it changes. It changes so quickly. That's why I say it's so early though to figure out how it's going to shape up, because the difference between 3rd and 10th is like 4 points or something.
Yeah, it's like 3. I think it's 3 points, and then us is 4 because we're 1 point off them.
And
we're 1 point off that year.
Yeah.
And we have been absolutely
horrendous, bro.
And I look at the daft points we've dropped, and it annoys me. We lost at home to Spurs. Spurs' only away win is against us. We drew against Crystal Palace. Terrible. Lost to a terrible West Ham side. Give us those 8 points. Where are we in the league?
Challenging for the title.
You said it.
And I feel like all of those teams that sit between 3rd and 13th, obviously, because that's where you guys are at, have had their awful games or the games where they should have won but didn't. I think that's what gives the sort of the green light that the Premier League this season is just, the
quality is not good overall.
No, exactly, but that makes it better because
it's never going to continue. Guys, it will never continue like this. It's impossible. Mathematically, it's actually impossible to continue like this.
But it makes it intriguing to see which teams.
It is nice. You know what? I think Brighton with this manager can make a push for top 5. To be honest, Brighton.
You can make a push for top 5.
That'd be awesome.
Brighton. They finished 6 2 seasons ago.
So they're going to be a lot fresher.
Exactly. They have no
Euro. A lot of all these teams at the bottom of the table they're taking a lot of points off of teams because they don't have players going on international duty. So they're a lot fresher, and they're not
improve a lot more under their manager now.
And also the manager is learning. He literally played a suicide game against Chelsea, and then the next game he's like, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm not." He did it against. I dropped deep against Arsenal. He didn't do that. So I believe that team. However, I'm just afraid in January Baliba's gonna go. Someone is just gonna buy the kid, and he's just gonna go.
Sometimes, or it depends. I guess maybe they spend all their money in the summer. So
that's what it is. That's for Amorim, from now to, and then the summertime is when the real business, because we need to improve on this team. People have said, "Oh, what if he gets more out of these players?" Which he should. Still improve. If we don't sign 2 wing backs and 110 and a striker, I'll be livid because we need to improve this attack because it's nowhere near good enough. We need
to 2 strikers. You have to shift 1 first.
Actually, shift 1. Who needs to be?
Xerxes or Hoyland, one of them has to go.
They can go, please.
But one of them has to go. It's not like
that's fine.
Drive.
This is why you
they wanted Anthony to be a wing back. Is that true?
Yeah, Anthony. People have mentioned that because obviously we don't really have outside of Dalot and Mazraoui. People have mentioned Anthony at wing back, which I actually think suits him more. He's a better left wing back than he is a right winger. Play him there.
Anthony. Listen, guys.
No one's gonna buy him.
Listen, guys. This has been an absolutely fantastic show. Before you go on, Nina's channel is in the description. What do you got coming up?
Oh, how good Chelsea are this season. Lots of videos. Subscribe if you can help. And on the road to 7K now. So yeah.
7K.
Wow. That's awesome.
Let's go. Flawless. Are you streaming? You're not streaming today. I just checked your channel. You're not streaming again. Are you?
Yeah, I'll be streaming on the playback. I'll probably run pro clubs. So follow the playback people. Sarcasm TV. Yeah. I'll probably run pro clubs.
Is it on your YouTube channel, the playback? Let me check.
No, the playback is that's a whole nother platform.
I know, but but is the link on your description of the channel or something?
Yeah, of course. Come on now, man.
Guys.
I'm trying to be like you, Mo. I'm trying to be the ultimate professional, man. Come on now.
No,
yeah, it's on there.
I only have YouTube, bro. I just don't do anything.
Nah, you the ultimate professional. Yeah, but the playback's there. But yeah, follow the Sarcasm City TV playback. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, people. Also, Sarcasm City TV.
Yeah, big up everybody that joined us. Appreciate everyone that is here. Hit that like button before you go. It was a great show. I don't think I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'm going to take the day off at some point, and it's going to be tomorrow. Huh?
Are you okay? You're not streaming?
I am okay. I'm not streaming tomorrow.
A bunch of people are taking days off.
Well, you never
Guys,
know.
well,
Someone might sniff a line or something and have to stream about it. So that's
well.
It's dead.
And on that note, good show, guys.
People just feel awkward about it. The guy literally filmed himself and sent it to his mate.
I don't think he filmed himself though.
I ain't gonna lie, that's more. It's not as crazy as you think. It's normalized. I'm telling you, it's not as crazy as
a Premier League referee, sending it to your mate.
Hey, I'm sure they're all doing that, and they're all talking shit about everybody.
I'm sure they threw everyone under the bus.
They said that about Arteta. They said that about everyone. It's not just Klopp.
I don't know. I actually think it's actually crazy. I made a video about it. I said the problem is not him. The problem is how you don't do drug tests for the referees good in the Premier League. It's just a simple practice.
Though, wasn't it?
You asking the FA to be a competent outfit? Come on now.
Thank you so much. That's the whole point.
Well, you're asking the FA to do their job. You know what I'm saying?
When you apply to any job, anywhere in the world, the first thing they do is just do a drug test.
They need to drug test some of these people on YouTube. I ain't gonna lie, but that's a whole different conversation.
No, that's a different story.
Name it some names.
Anyway, big up everybody that joined us. We'll see you guys soon. We're out of here, people.
Big up.